Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Nathan ELEMENTofFROST, and we are back here yet again doing another prediction video for this week's up-and-coming episode of The Walking Dead. This is The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 10, entitled The Next World. That is right, guys. The Next World. Now, what could that mean, right? What could that mean? We have no idea what that could mean. We heard Rick say the New World, so we could assume that kind of means that. In the last episode, we see, Rick talking to Carl, obviously, after he's been shot. Obviously, predictions do contain spoilers, guys, so if you guys don't want to, see any spoilers or hear any spoilers or anything like that, turn away from the video. I mean, it goes without saying. I'm predicting Season 6, Episode 10, so if you guys haven't seen Episode 9, it goes without saying you shouldn't be watching this, you know what I mean? Anyway, The Next World. So as always, we're going to start off with a synopsis, which goes as follows. You guys can read along on AMC.com as well if you guys want to. But synopsis goes as follows. The Next World. A seemingly simple scavenging run proves to be very tricky when our group isn't the only one vying for an unexpected supply gold mine. Okay, so in the sneak peeks and in the promos and everything like that, we get the general sense that Rick and Daryl are going on a run together. You know what I mean? They're basically... The first sneak peek, we actually see them in a car, leaving Alexandria. We see them run into Eugene at the front gate, and he basically, is writing down a map, sort of building a map, if you will, on where they could find some supplies. You know what I mean? Where some really good places would be. And, stuff like that. Just sort of give him a general layout. Because, obviously Eugene, he's not much of a fighter or anything like that. But he is pretty damn smart. So, might as well trust him, right? Might as well make him useful for something. So that's what he's doing. He's basically giving them a general layout of where there could be supplies. Rick's driving, Daryl's in the passenger seat. Sort of irrelevant. But anyway... They run into Eugene at the gate. He gives them the map, stuff like that. Everything looks fine. And they sort of just pull away. And that's all we really get to see. We don't really get to see any revealing sneak peeks. We see that one. And then another sneak peek that was on Talking Dead is also on YouTube and everything like that as well. If you guys want to see these sneak peeks and the promo and everything like that, make sure you check the link down in the description below. There'll be most likely like 3 links. You guys can go check out the promos and the sneak peeks if you guys want to. And then come back to this video. Next sneak peek is very, very basic. It's basically Daryl and Rick running down a road, turning a corner, running down a road, and that's essentially it. They're sort of running into something. We can maybe assume that they maybe lost their car. Did they run into a zombie horde? They lost their car. Or did they have to leave their car behind where the road's blocked by other cars? Stuff like that. We really don't know. I guess we'll really see about that. That wouldn't be a really huge part of the story. I mean, it would make our characters basically continue on foot. So, that could be interesting, to a point. So, I suppose... I was adjusting my chair, by the way, if you guys heard that noise. Obviously you did, because the Blue Yeti is sensitive as fuck. You can hear anything. Yeah, other than that, like I said, they're running down the road. Obviously, they lost their vehicle somehow. Now, that's pretty much as far as it goes with the sneak peek. You know what I mean? They're sort of just running down the road. That's all they really showed us. And then they showed us the part in the car on another sneak peek. Not very much of a sneak peek. Sort of just giving us a little bit of a taste. Not even, you know what I mean? Just showing us an irrelevant part of the episode that really wouldn't play too much into the story. I guess we can take from it that Rick and Daryl are going on a run. That's essentially it. But we can also take that from the synopsis as well, I guess, right? But I guess it might not be Rick and Daryl. From the synopsis, it could be something else or someone else, but it's obviously Rick and Daryl. So, anyway, moving on to the promo. Things look pretty intense, guys. They really do. It looks to me like Rick and Daryl are maybe running into some more survivors or something like that, looking for the same supplies as well, like it says in the synopsis. Their group isn't the only one vying for an unexpected supply gold mine. Which leads me to believe they know exactly where, this supply gold mine is. You know what I mean? They must have heard about it. Maybe they came across it when they were out before and they needed to go back for it, something like that. We really don't know. We'll definitely find more about that in the episode. We'll definitely see. But in the promo, like I said, everything's really, really intense. It really does. Rick and Daryl are sort of, running down the road. They turn a corner. with their guns pointed. Daryl's looking very, very concerned as he holds his revolver up and basically says, "Get back." Everything's really, really intense. They have a car. And then in some scenes they don't have a car. And, stuff like that. Other than that, like I said, it was a cumbungled promo, or cumbungled. I don't know how to say that word. I don't even think that's a word. My bad. But the sneak peek, like I said, didn't really show us too much or anything like that. And, I personally believe, just from the promo and just how intense it is, I think the gist of the episode is going to be, first of all, on two different groups. Sort of like we've seen before with, Rick, and everybody at Alexandria, and, Sasha, Daryl, and Abraham out on their own, right? But this time it's Rick and Daryl out on their own, and then everybody else back at Alexandria. It looks to me like Michonne sort of taking point back at Alexandria. Looks like she's up on the wall, maybe being a guard, guard tower or something like that. We could definitely assume that. Like I said, I think they're going to be running into a group as far as Rick and Daryl are concerned. I think they're going to be running into some sort of a threat. Or, new survivors, or, they could assume that they're maybe with Negan. We really don't know at this point, you know what I mean? Like I said, they didn't really give us much info to go on here. We just know that this episode is basically going to be about them going on a scavenging run. And if I was to predict what happened here, or what happens in this episode, I personally believe, Rick and Daryl, they're together like a dynamic duo, if you will. You know what I mean? They're almost unstoppable. And to see that again in this episode is definitely going to be very, very cool. We haven't seen it in a while. Rick and Daryl, we haven't really seen that in a while. Them work together very, very well, if you will. The last time we really, really saw that was, I would say, back at Terminus. Yeah, I would say back at Terminus when, when they were obviously all in the car, in the train car and everything like that. We've seen Rick and Daryl really work together there. Rick obviously was trying to take out some, enemies. Walker was coming up behind him. Daryl took him out. Stuff like that. That's when we really got to see them last work together. It's been a while. And I'm glad that we finally get to see it again. Since then, there's been Alexandria. They sort of divided it. Daryl took on his own role of basically, being the one to go out and recruit people. And we really haven't got to see much of Rick and Daryl. And I'm finally excited to see that again, which honestly concerns me. About Daryl, I'm not going to go into anything. Obviously, we'll get, deeper into that during the season. So I'm definitely excited about that. But at the same time, it makes me nervous because I don't want anything to happen to Daryl. But at this point right now, I'm thinking that it most likely would, unless they're trying to lead us off track. You know what I mean? If they're trying to give us this notion or belief that something's going to happen to Daryl and it end up happening to somebody else. Like I said, I'm not going to go into it. Don't want to spoil anybody. If you guys have read the comic books, you should know what I'm talking about. If you guys haven't, you definitely don't. And you should probably stay that way until at least the end of the season. If you guys want to finally catch up on the comic books and everything like that, make sure you do so after season 6. Between season 6 and 7 would probably be the best place to start. You know what I mean? Because if what I think is going to happen in the season finale this time, it's going to be pretty crazy. And you guys don't want to be spoiled by it. You know what I mean? So, anyway, that's basically it. There's not really much else to go on here for episode predictions. I know it was a short one, and I do apologize for that. But I'm not going to sit here and ramble on about something that I really don't know. Obviously, the whole episode's, going on, a scavenging run and everything like that. They're going to run into another group that are also vying for those supplies. We're obviously going to see, parts of Alexandria, maybe Carl recovering, talking to Michonne. Maybe he won't talk at all. We honestly don't know. I wonder what Carl's going to be like in this episode. We saw him squeeze his dad's hand at the end of the last episode. We saw him squeeze Rick's hand. But that could have been just a sign that he, is conscious and he's going to make it through. Or it could be just a sign, of him trying to let his dad know that he's going to make it through, but still unconscious and still in, whatever state that he was in. I'm not sure if it was a coma or was he just completely unconscious due to, obviously the eye injury and surgery. Was he put under anesthetic, stuff like that. We really don't know. But anyway, hopefully we get to see some news and info and everything like that on Carl, that would be definitely nice. As far as the title of the episode, it's called The Next World. So, like I said, that could lead on to what Rick was talking about at the end of last episode. Carl, I want to show you the new world. Please let me show you. Stuff like that. Obviously, his plan to sort of bring, civilization back to the world. And that's his ultimate plan. But I'll tell you what, very, very shortly, that's going to be put on hold. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, feel free to hit the video with a like. I know, like I said, I was rambling a little bit, and I do apologize for it, but we usually have a little more info to go on. Like, even the mid-season premiere, we had more info to go on. We had a longer sneak peek. We had a bunch of promos and everything like that. It was a lot easier to sort of do a prediction video on it than this episode, where we just see Rick and Daryl in a car leaving Alexandria, and then we see Rick and Daryl running down a street, and then, quick little 30-second promo all, cut into different sections, and it's kind of hard to, see what's going on, you know what I mean? So, anyway, I do apologize for that, but hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video nonetheless. If you guys did, feel free to support the channel by subscribing and hitting the video with a like. Share it with friends, that would really help out the channel a lot, and I definitely would really, really appreciate it. As far as the comment section goes, leave a comment down there. Tell me what you guys think is going to happen in this episode. Do you guys have any ideas or anything like that? Feel free to share your thoughts. I would definitely be interested in seeing them. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until tomorrow. Bye, everybody.